Listen, I play from my TV, so like when I message you, why it takes so long for me to like get to my keyboard and message you back. So
You got to
like,
go back and forth.
yeah, I got my my keyboard on my like coffee table and shit. So like I have to lean forward or go get it, and I'm like, ah, fuck, why did I choose this way of life? But
Play it.
yeah,
Your TV's probably nice though, isn't it?
yeah, well, I think so. You know, not trying to be braggadocious. I'm a humble guy. It's a one of those LG TVs that has G Sync. So you know when
Yeah.
yeah, when you play on PC, that was my main goal. When I got that COVID money, I was like, all right, I'm gonna try and get a PC. But I got some money put away. I can get a nicer TV too. So that's sort of where I'm at, man. So I could play PC
Hey,
games on
that's
my.
what's up.
Yep. Um,
That's what's up. Yeah, I usually if I'm trying to play on a TV, I still got my what is it, Steam Link.
Steam Link.
Steam Link is like outdated compared to the Steam Deck. That's what everybody needs now.
I actually just bought one of those. I
Really?
said, yeah, I said it's for me and my fiance, but I really mostly bought it for her. You know, she doesn't like me to buy stuff for her, so you know. But I hopped on there for
You
DNF
had to give
Duel.
that excuse.
Yeah. I hopped on there on DNF Duel a couple times, but I can't. I don't know how to change like the high DPI settings because I don't know if you know this,
Yeah,
but
I think somebody was talking about that on the forums. There's like something that you had to change. Yo, what's up, Kang? Thanks for the rate. They were saying something on the forum that you had to change with that.
yeah. See, I don't know what that is on the Steam Deck, but I know that you can do it easily on PC. You just gotta go to the file, open it up, and go to properties, and then change the high DPI settings, and you're good to go. But you know,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't say anything.
Oh yeah, I was just about to say. Oh shit, I forgot what I was about to say. I think I wanted to really get into talking about like how motherfuckers left this game. You said we're on stream.
Yeah, we're on stream now. Yeah, let's talk about that because we were talking about
Yeah.
how as soon as Swiftmaster got buffed, everybody left him. Everybody dropped him. Nobody's playing Swiftmaster anymore.
Dude, a lot of people like stopped playing them like it was like the worst thing ever. Like it wasn't even like bad nerfs. My friend plays Swiftmaster, and basically his grievance was he said that they took away some of the personality of the character because his optimal BMB that does like the most damage in the entire world, like that shit still works. But like some things that he could do otherwise don't work anymore, which is backwards. And you know, to me, I tell them, I say, you know what? If you really want the variety and not to be optimal, because I get that. I do that a lot. I don't know if you notice in my gameplay. I don't always do like the most damaging combo immediately. I like to have fun when I'm playing a fighting game. I don't want to like get too used to it.
It's all about the interactions.
Yeah, and I tell my friend, I say, well, you know, and anybody else, I'll tell them, like, you know, if you just block and, you know, take that chip damage and get that white life done, you know, that white life boost, you know, because you get more meter as time goes on. If you just get that chip damage and hell, even convert, try some conversions out. Swiftmasters, I know, don't fucking convert. You can do all sorts of stuff. You know, you don't have to do the most damaging combo. And when you get damaged,
I say that all the time. Conversion is such a powerful, like this game, when you really think about it, you break down like the base mechanics, it's a very simple game. Without conversion, this game would be stupid simple. But conversion just adds another layer on top of everything.
yeah, exactly. And I tried to tell people that like on Twitter, but you know how well that goes. I try and tell people like, you
Oh
know,
yeah, that's a losing battle.
yeah, I think people legitimately left this game, and a lot of people leave shitty reviews saying that it's simple, and it's like, have you motherfuckers like dabbled into conversion like at all? Because like
Right.
with Ghostblade, like that shit like opened up a whole new portal to me. Like I always knew to do conversion combos with Ghostblade. I always knew that, you know, doing his 6S, which is like the, you know, the slash where he hits you and you have to hold the guard button. So I always knew, oh, that's gonna be a sick conversion. But then my friend started playing with Ghost Blade, and he's like, "Oh, you could do this. You could do the jumping M, which is where the ghost slams down and he comes back up, which is an OTG. Like the simple fact that there's an OTG in this game, at all, and all the characters pretty much have one. Like it's a complex tool." And I think people don't take advantage of that. They don't care, and they don't play the game enough. I still discover new stuff. I don't know about you.
Oh yeah, I'd say that's been my whole like path with launcher, and why I'm like grinding this hard right now.
Your launcher's crazy.
All the matchups I play with her. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think I've unlocked her zoning. I play now, they're like, "What? This character can zone? Huh?" It's like, yeah, like. Her 4M, that little like rocket that I shoot up in the air and it comes back down, it like splits into those separate mini rockets.
I was peeping that
move. She recovers so quickly from that. Before the rockets even touch the ground, she can throw out like anything she wants.
And if you touch her,
once I discovered that, yeah, exactly. Once I discovered that, I was like, hold up, I could just start throwing this out in neutral, and people have to respect. They can't jump in, they can't rush in because I'm going to be ready for that.
Yeah, I respected it. I respected it like you was wearing gang colors when you were doing that shit. I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if is this the same stream that we were playing in? Listen, I don't know if whoever was watching was noticing, but I just stopped moving for a second. I was like, what exactly do I do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. I had to step back. They're like full screen thinking, hold up. Okay, so every time he does that, he gets a free grenade. I can't run in because of the grenade. But then he could just do another one of those, and it just like loops infinitely.
Yeah, and see, I was like too embarrassed to try because I play launcher too, not to the same like efficacy as like you, but I learned some stuff. I actually streamed DNF Duel playing a friend like what was it like last week, and he was getting mad because he was playing with Vanguard and I was playing with launcher, and I was like, yo, I learned this was before we were friends, so I played you several times before, but keyboard, I never asked for your Steam code or whatever, but yeah, I had played you before, and I was telling him, I was like, I learned this lesson from this launcher, man. This shit is crazy. Launcher's 6S is nuts with this recovery. It's a high, and it doesn't hit everybody. With Vanguard, it does, because Vanguard, for whatever, has a big body. But
dude, yeah, that's what I tell people all the time. Like, people who can't crouch her 6S, her zoning just becomes real, because that's her fastest, like, projectile, full screen projectile. You block it, she can immediately cancel into something else, and so you're getting out of block stun, but by the time you try to run up to her, something else is already in your face, and you got to deal with that like gauntlet of trying to get past 6S, trying to get past 4M. The grenade's probably going to be there if you try to roll in front of her. There's just so much that people who can't duck her 6S, that's what they got to deal with. Like, even the people who can duck her 6S, I'm starting to learn that you throw that out there, in order for somebody to move forward, right, they have to stand up. But if a 6S is out there, you're like, okay, well, let me sit here and duck. And since he recovers so fast from that, I'll just run behind 6S a little bit, wait. If they still stay there, I'll throw out another 6S and kind of get up, slowly inch my way forward to the point where I can start doing grenades, 4M. It's a good way for her to get closer to people.
Yeah, and I think by community standards, either Vanguard or Launcher are the worst two characters in the game, or the worst character in the game. One of them is the worst. I don't know who's who at this point, because like I had a preconceived notion that Launcher was the worst, and then I look at the matchup and it's like, okay, she has a good matchup against Vanguard, but then I had the thought after we got done fighting, I was like, you know what, I think Launcher only really has two great matchups in the game, and that's against Grappler and Vanguard. Like, at least in our experiences together, I was like, okay, Vanguard can't move. Grappler's advancement is hindered because you could just 2A him out of a lot of stuff.
Exactly, dude. I learned that the other day too. See, my launcher is like evolving because I was fighting two grapplers back to back in rank. One was like 170 deity, the other was like 106.
Yeah,
and they were both kind of playing aggressive like that, like just running up to me, block, charge a 6M if they thought I was going to throw out any kind of projectile. So I was like, hold up, why don't I just run up and 2A them? And the thing with trying to check people with her 2A or 5A, you want to do it like once because it's easy to jump over it. And if you commit to the 5AA afterwards and somebody's like in the air, you're going to get bopped by whatever jumping they have.
Mm-hmm.
So with 2A, I don't really have that problem because 2A can't cancel into 5AA, which, that kind of helps me because now, I'm like, oh shit, they jumped over my 2A. Well, I can't do anything. Let me just react to that jump in. And I can either like DP or 2S them. And since I'm already ducking, it's easier to get those options out.
Yeah. Man, I tell you, your launcher, and I'm not trying to like sack eat or anything. I told motherfuckers like, yo, this launcher is crazy, and I really. What's up? Go ahead.
You gotta be crazy with her.
Yeah, like that.
That's the only way.
Yeah, and that's what I love about this game. It's my favorite contemporary fighting game at this point. Like, there's so much going on, and every character is a puzzle, and that puzzle is like a different brand depending on who you're playing against. And you're like a top tier brand with this crazy 1,000 piece puzzle. Like, I've fought launchers before, and there's a tough launcher I fought before, like near launch, but I don't remember like them like ever playing them again. But that was about it. And it's like, I understand why, because, you see videos like Launcher's the worst character. And weirdly enough, you get on Twitter and there are motherfuckers that are like, the game sucks, Launcher is bad. And it's like, it's the funniest thing ever to me, because it's like, yo, that's the conclusion you came to? The game sucks because Launcher is bad? That's funny as hell. And that's a lot of people.
Because one character?
Yeah, it's her specifically. I see her in the comments a lot, and it's like, yo, like, is this what you guys are looking forward to? She doesn't even have the right costume on, but whatever.
Exactly. And it's funny because in the launcher Discord, I think Ice Kid, he was at CEO Taku, and he was talking to one of the I don't know if it was like a dev or somebody from the community management team, but they were saying that before launcher was actually busted, like legit busted. She was so strong that they had to nerf her.
Oh, really?
And for the longest time, I was playing her, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Why doesn't 2A cancel into 5AA? Why is it so easy to jump over her 5A? A lot of things that just weren't adding up to me. I was like, she should just be able to do this, and that.
Mm-hmm.
But, over the past few weeks, I've been playing her, that I've been figuring out these matchups, strategies, and stuff. I'm thinking to myself, now it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because if she could do that, she would be fucking busted. Like, this character would be way too good.
And
you know what the thing is?
What's up?
Motherfuckers are on Twitter saying this game sucks. Launcher's the worst character. Everybody's saying Launcher's the worst character. Watch when December comes. I am going to be fucking unstoppable with this character. All because people were like, Launcher sucks. You guys are going to make me unstoppable.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. I think that was the plan all along. But funny enough, I remember, I don't know if you watched a dude named Giuna, or Anime Illuminati.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I remember commenting on one of his videos about how Launcher is like the worst character in the game because he was playing Launcher. And what I said was...
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, what I said on his comments was, Launcher is one patch away from being A+ tier. Like, she's like an adjustment away. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like,
it's just one thing. It's just one thing.
Yeah, like, and my tier list for the game, I don't think anybody, previously I said I don't think anybody gets below A-. I would put her and Vanguard in B at this point, with all the matches I have under my belt. I would say they're B tier. Everybody else is like A-, A, and A+, and there's like 4 S tiers, I would say. But that's another thing about this game that has drove people away is the S tiers, and it's like, you know what? I know they're bastards. Hitman is ridiculous. I don't think you should be able to cancel off.
But Hitman, he's ridiculous, but he's only ridiculous for like a few things. One of them being he has a free instant overhead that works pretty much on most, like everybody on the cast. It's harder on smaller characters, but for most people, it's just a free instant overhead. And then I don't really want to call this a thing for him, but he's able to convert, I don't know what move it is, his dash in order to get in on you like super fast, but Ghostblade has the same thing, so it's kind of hard to say, he's broken for that when another character can do the exact same thing.
Well, here's the thing too. He can cancel off of his DP, and I know it's when he has low health, but that nets him so much damage. It's ridiculous. That's the ridiculous part. He can take over half
damage too. Yeah.
He can take over half your life by looping that together with like any of his, well, not any of his attacks. I don't want to embellish like that, but with specific attacks, he can like loop that so much and take so much damage, and it's like all because you tried to attack him and be offensive. He will DP you, get that free invul frames, and then he will do his follow up, and he can conversion cancel it too. So it's like he's like got 6 arms. You know what I mean? And he does and he does a lot of chip damage. I understand that. Striker is similar. Striker, similarly to Hitman, she can really keep hitting you. Like, and I think honestly, they said they were going to buff everything. I think some things need a nerf. Honestly, if they would adjust these characters that are top, so like their best qualities aren't so good, but then you get to play them in different ways, I think that would be optimal, but they're not nerfing them at all.
So I think they're going to nerf them by way of just, excluding them from the buffs. I really don't think they're going to buff every single character, because that would be, first off, that's not really balancing anything. You're just kind of raising the bar for what the game is currently right now. Mm-hmm. I think some characters will receive like 0 to 1 buff, because they're already pretty complete as it is. And then the characters who really need help, I'm just going to have faith that they're going to do the right thing and, make those characters viable. Well, yeah. And I say viable, I think every character is really viable, once you really understand the matchups. Because this game is 100% about the matchup. Like,
it sure is.
There's nothing really meta about it. As long as you understand your matchups with the character, that's what's really going to dictate you winning matches or not.
Right, exactly. I think they should do a universal buff. A lot of people want movement, and I say, hey, why don't you make the moves that look like anti-airs actual anti-airs? Like Berserker doing his 2S and like getting hit by people that are in the air is so annoying to me. He's not my main, he's not my main by any means whatsoever, but and Launcher too, like Launcher has a slow ass 2S. It's aimed towards the air. I get that it's meant to be like for like a setup for some of her moves. Like, oh, I throw the grenade out, somebody's jumping, let me 2S them out the air, and yada yada.
But she has nothing reliable to like anti-air people, because her DP is slow as hell. There's a lot of setups that people can just DP out of that she can't, because her DP is so slow, and they like somehow turn into safe jumps. It's weird. They wouldn't be safe jumps against anybody else. But her 2S, the thing that annoys me the most with that is like when I'm fighting Dragon Knights and they're jumping up and doing her JS, that JS is so big that her 2S can cancel it out. But if I don't do it fast enough, the hitbox is
the explosion,
is hurt block for the 2S. And I was like, why am I getting hit for correctly trying to anti-air somebody? It makes no sense whatsoever.
No, it doesn't make any sense. That's why I think they universally need to get moves that fall into the anti-air category. I'm not saying everybody's 2S should be like that. Obviously, Ghost Blade's 2S is like a horizontal attack. It'd be ridiculous if that shit was an anti-air, but like if it looks like an anti-air,
right, it's already really good.
Yeah, that is really good. I would like an emergency roll, by the way, instead of like the guard cancel. I hate the guard cancel. Because it's not as great.
It costs way too much.
100 meter
defensive option, way too much.
Yeah, and it's not very helpful, because if you get into a squabble with like, let's say, a striker and she jumps and dive kicks you, like, all right, I just guard cancel. All right, I'm going to jump and let me dive kick, and since I have the perfect angle because I'm striker and my dive kick is perfect, let me just start doing the same shit I was doing a minute ago to you and break your guard.
Right, just start all over again. She got out of your 100 meter that you spent way too easy.
Yeah, and she's getting her meter back, and even if you have another 100 meter, do you really want to use like your lifeblood of combos to like, get this extra bit of defense again?
Right. You're going to need that shit to kill her later on.
Yeah, which is, again, I think she's one of the 4 kings. I was saying that I thought Grappler was like one of the top 4, but I think I'd move him down to A+, because because he's a damage
Yeah.
machine. Like people were saying, I
Yeah,
think it's
him and Lost Warrior. Well, Lost Warrior has that same kind of damage, but Grappler I think has more utility with his armor. Lost Warrior, I don't know if you saw it like earlier when we were playing. All you really have to do is just wait against him. Wait for him to make a move, and
roll.
if you are like looking for swords, you can roll that shit.
Yeah,
You can train yourself to roll that on reaction.
I was seeing that and I was like, man, I need to train myself to conversion cancel and do it again.
Yep. That's what, as soon as he did that, I was like, damn, I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, like, and again, that's part of the push and pull of the game. The game is like one big puzzle to figure out, and depending on who you're playing, it could be really entertaining, or it could just be you're running all over somebody. And more often than not, I'm assuming you're this way as well. You run all over people, you know.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, when you come at me with your character, you better understand the matchup. Because if not, I'm gonna make you look silly.
yeah, exactly, because you're using the worst character in the game or one of the worst characters. So yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I still don't understand like people saying that the game is just like it's just open and shut. The motherfuckers are just acting like they figured everything out, and it's like, dude, how the fuck are you playing Guilty Gear,
No.
Dragon Ball Fighters, like saying shit like this? Well, Dragon Ball Fighters has more potential, but like Guilty Gear, when I look at somebody playing Guilty Gear, and I remember that Soul Bad Guy cheesed my ass by going 5S, 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 and Totsugeki,
Right.
and Totsugeki,
Right,
the
and
fucking
it's
dolphin.
like somewhat of a frame trap. Like you had to be like, what? I tried to punish you because you're just doing the same thing. So there must be an opening, right?
Yeah,
There's no way he could just keep doing this, and I have to respect it.
yeah. Wait a second, my character doesn't have a DP. Evidently, I do gotta fucking respect it. And Totsugeki too, the dolphin. I hated the dolphin, and it's just so crazy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I was agreeing with you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so crazy. Like, I know Berserker has something annoying because he has that infinite. I don't do his infinite as much as like other people, at least. Like, I'll do it if it's beneficial for like a short term, but I don't like making that my whole gameplay style because I can understand where somebody get frustrated at that and say, you know what, this sucks. Like, I don't think it should be a thing. I think he should get like 2 or 3 loops, maybe. I don't think he should be able to get unlimited loops. It seems a little bit off, but you know, Berserker otherwise is like a solid character, an interesting character too, with his like the way he works with conversion. All the characters are so interesting, and I just don't understand what people want from the game. You know, like what exactly do you need this character to do before it's to reach your quota of being like the best fighting game or a good fighting game?
Right. Why is it so bad in their opinion? That's what I want to know.
And I never get an answer
What
to
makes
that.
it a bad game to them?
Exactly. I never get an answer to that. I got into an argument about that on Twitter, of course, and you know, the dude said, I think in his profile it said he like sets up tournaments or whatever. I don't believe that shit, but what was that guy's name? Scrot? I don't know what he plays, Scrot. So I guess he's a fighting game player, and this other dude just came out of left field saying that it deserves to not be played, DNF Duel. I was like, dude, I think the main reason people don't play is because they don't know how to play the game or they get washed. Like, those are the only 2 reasons at this point, if you ask me, because the game is perfectly serviceable. There's a lot of complexity. And dude was telling me that, you know, what do I think? That the game's perfect? I don't think that the game is perfect. I could describe several things I don't like about DNF Duel, but I still love the game. And after I described the things that I didn't like, you know, like I told you earlier, I wish it was a roll cancel instead of like a guard cancel. I wish that the defensive options were more equivalent to the offensive options, stuff like that. I never got an answer. But when DNF Duel went on sale at GameStop, used for $5, motherfucker was like making fun of an answer. I seen him again. He was like making fun of like what I was saying about the situation, like, you know, people not liking
trying to use a cell as a as an answer to that question.
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, he was trying to like, you know, mock me, you know, not tagging me or anything, but I seen him again. He was trying to mock me and tell, like, just basically say the game deserves it, and people are saying that, you know, blah 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 blah. You know, the people don't want to play the game because they're bad. No, it's because the game is bad. Is basically what he was saying. I'm like, DNF Duel is a great game when there isn't a bitch in your ear telling you it's not. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
stop badgering
exactly.
people. But man,
Oh, what's up, Rank? Oh shit, TNS check-ins are right now. Okay, let me look at that. It's gonna be my first TNS, so I definitely don't want to
what's TNS?
miss check-in and miss the whole. Tampa Never Sleeps. They've been doing an online series,
Oh
online
man,
tournaments for this game.
I should have gotten into that.
Yeah, I've been doing so like. It's funny that people say this game is dead, right? And in a sense, they're kind of right because in the casual scene, player matches and ranked, it's fucking dead. You barely find anybody playing those.
Yeah,
But the competitive scene, if you wanted to, you could enter a tournament every day of the week.
really.
There are still lots of tournaments. Yeah, this week, this is going to be my fourth tournament that I've entered this week.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Like, you can find tournaments, you can find competitive people to play in this game, and there's a Discord for competitive players too, where people are like always asking for games. And I know people meme the Discord fighter, but it's like top players in there, and it's people that you fight, and like us two fighting, like you learn shit,
Right, exactly.
you improve your game.
Yeah, and I don't think that being a Discord fighter is necessarily like the worst thing in the world. Like a couple years ago, Blaze Blue Central Fiction, there wasn't anybody playing it hardly. I remember when that game launched. People talk about how DNF Duel fell off. Like, dude, Central Fiction started out with like lobbies in like the '60s, and this is on PlayStation. And a couple months later, it was like you had to wake up, you had to like look and see, oh, there's 5 people playing in a lobby. It was that type of game. You know what I mean? And people say now that's one of the greatest fighting games of all time because of the rollback era and shit. And it's like, you know what? I thought that beforehand, but it's really funny how these motherfuckers would not play that game to save their life. Now it's like, oh yeah, we want a game faster than Guilty Gear Strive, and this is the game. This reminds us of XX. Like, you guys are.
This is the Strive killer. This is it. This one is gonna kill Guilty Gear Strive.
Yeah, this one
all the time.
Yeah, this game, the Strive killer. Honestly, Strive isn't that bad. I don't like Exert. I didn't really care for XX. I've never been like a Guilty Gear player. But I like Strive because of Happy Chaos. I think he's a cleverly designed character, and his mechanics are interesting. So like, I do like Strive, but it's not something that I wouldn't go without or something. You know what I mean? Or something that I can't do without. But Strive killer. That's funny, man.
Hold on. So Lewis is saying Discord fighter is the worst thing in the world when nobody in the Discord even wants to play or want to play. Yeah, but the Discord that I'm in is a DNF grind. It's an invite only, so you have to ask for invite links to get people in there to join. But everybody in here is basically everybody from the competitive scene. These guys are like grinding daily.
Mm-hmm.
Because all those tournaments I mentioned that you can enter, Sunday there's Clover Clash, Hubert's Clover Clash. Monday there's Mutiny, PS4 tournament. Tuesday, Can Opener with Yipes. Wednesday, Rollback on Block with Shadow Royalty. Thursday, TNS. Fridays used to be Lurk Squad with Trey Pound. But that's about to wrap up, so we're getting the finale for that soon. Saturdays, I think some people are doing stuff Saturdays. I'm not even sure.
Well, yeah, there's a lot. I entered one 2 weeks ago. Unfortunately, it was one of those PSN tournaments because I got it on PlayStation as well. Which, by the way, what's the name of those people that run that shit? The esports shit.
ESL.
Oh, I fucking hate them. Like, the dude that beat me ended up getting second place. No, he ended up getting third place. But it was so awkward. Like, this motherfucker beat me before we were supposed to play, and we argued for like 30 minutes about if we're supposed to play or not, because he didn't play the person he was supposed to play. And these motherfuckers are like just sitting here.
God.
Yeah, they're like sitting here. They're not contacting us, telling us who we need to play. And I'm like looking to see who I'm supposed to play. This motherfucker didn't advance. And after he beat me and I went to losers, I thought I was done. I thought I was making a sandwich. I went to losers. I went to go fight 2 more people. and the second person took like a long time to get on. And guess what the fuck happened? It took me so long to beat him. After I beat him, the guy in front of me, or who I was supposed to fight next, said that I disconnected. So guess what? They just believed him. They just believed him.
Wow. Yeah, see, that's exactly. So the PSN tournament that I was in, I think it was on Monday too. There was a guy going around waiting an hour for his matches to start, and then he would go and turn around and be like, oh yeah, my opponent didn't want to show up. And he was trying to disqualify people with that technique, and it was working. He almost made it to top 8 by just waiting an hour and then say, oh yeah, my opponent didn't show up. Clearly people were like communicating with him.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, seriously?
Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna lie next time. I'm just gonna fucking lie, you know? Well, because I even posted on their Twitter. I was so pissed off because that dude that that I was supposed to fight ended up getting like top 4, and I'm like, bro, that could have been fucking
That's
me.
dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
Yeah, I even told them. I don't know. It's not worth getting into. I'd rather talk about fucking DLC, because once DLC starts coming out for this game, listen, DFO, that is, has so many cool designs. I'm sure. I don't know if this is your first exposure to it. Is it?
Oh, it is. Yeah, I haven't heard of DFO before this game. Like, this game is my first exposure to anything Dungeon Fighter Online.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is my second, because once I saw the first announcement trailer way back when, which wasn't on ArcSys's game page or DNFs or DFOs. Weirdly enough, you had to get it from GamerPray. I don't know what the deal with that was, but
yeah, that sounds weird.
Yeah, like when I saw it, I investigated it. Then I started playing the original game. There's some cool advancements. There's a lot of cool things to look forward to. And once they get a female Slayer in the game, that's going to be like the thirst trap on Twitter.
That's what everybody wants. Female Slayer and what is it? Spectre?
Spectre. Yep. That's
what I hear.
That's what people want. On YouTube, I would hold well, it was like weekly for a while. I would hold polls, and I'm not that popular on YouTube, but like people would vote like at least 50 or so, I would say. Sometimes 20, 30, 50. And they would vote for like which advancement they would want from each class. Spectre is the one, man. If they put Spectre, like the female Slayer in, man, the internet's gonna blow up because she's a cool character and it's a woman. So, you know, everybody's gonna be thirsty going on Wooga and shit. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what they try to do with Launcher. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They were already doing that.
Yeah. I think they should do 2 advancements per class, because they already got 2 Slayers. They got Berserker and they got Ghostblade. They got Hitman and Troubleshooter, the 2 agents. If they do 2 advancements per class, like, it's going to be a large ass roster.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they just.
Oh, Ren. So the tournament, it was a PSN tournament on Monday, and yeah, that, like I was saying, that guy was waiting an hour in between matches and then telling people, you know, oh yeah, my opponent didn't want to show up and disconnected. Legit, I played. I got to top 8 in that tournament. I think I played like three matches. After my first match, I was waiting 30 to 40 minutes before my second match. After my second match, I had to wait an hour, probably because of that motherfucker, you know, stalling and trying to get his way to top 8 by not playing at all. It was stupid.
Yeah, why join a fucking tournament if you got like bullshit going on in the background is my question. Like, you know, I understand people have life, you know, they got shit that they need to do. Everybody has a different life, but if you've like put effort into securing a spot in a tournament, could you fucking like make sure you don't have anything going on? If you gotta leave, turn your fucking system off, and like, you know, tell the fucking the tournament mods that you got something to do or something, that you had to go, you need to be disqualified. Kick your own damn self out the tournament. They give you that option on the app. But
yeah,
you know.
And that's the thing with those PSN tournaments. Apparently, they don't even check. Like, some people, they sign up, but they don't even check in for the tournament, and they're not even checking for these people. Like, these people are still in the bracket after the fact. And
Jesus Christ,
with those tournaments, like, after it reaches a certain threshold, like if it gets past 64 players, they change it to single elim, which is a nightmare in this game. Like,
Oh
no
yeah.
way should there ever be a tournament for this game. The single elimination. That is nuts.
I didn't even know.
And it's already like first to two, which is, that's pretty quick as well.
I didn't even know that it was like first to two when I was playing. Like I didn't see the rules for that. Like I assumed because the first person I beat them once, and I assumed that was it because I thought it was like round robin or whatever the hell it is. And I didn't see any rules for that, so I ended up having to call that dude back in. Like, hey, we got to like finish this match. Even though on the bracket it says I move forward, I sent the screenshot in of me beating them 1-0. They still moved me forward in the bracket. And I'm like, okay, so what do we need to do? Like, because I fought this dude twice, and I don't know. It's just really confusing. It's not really well ran. It's like one of the worst tournaments I've ever like seen in action. I hate ESO, but the next time I get in there,
sure. It's
good.
it's like so bad.
Is.
That was my first experience in one, and I never want to do that again. That was horrible. I was like, the tournament started at 8, and it was like almost 11 o'clock before I was actually out, and I didn't even go all the way.
Yeah, we're at home.
Like, bro, is this gonna go all the way till like 12 a.m.? I'm not trying to be here all night for a PSN tournament.
Yeah, man. It's like, man, I'm trying to clean the fucking house. I'm trying to clean the house and try to do some shit. Yeah, I need to cook and all this shit. You motherfuckers are like holding everything up. I don't understand it. But
yeah, it's ridiculous. I never want to do that again.
Yeah, me either. But I mean, I still think this game has so much potential. It has so much potential. I just wish people would like give it a chance and like not use their favorite influencer as like their cudgel for like a reason why the game sucks.
Right.
Like, oh my goodness.
Exactly. Or just go with the normal excuse. Oh, launcher is bad. This game is horrible.
Launcher is bad. Specifically launcher, and that pisses me the fuck off. I'm done. I never want to hear DNF
like,
Duel ever again.
Don't even play the character, but it's like, yeah, launcher is bad.
Yeah. Launcher is bad, aka I don't know how to fucking play. Yada yada yada. It's ridiculous. Vanguard is even dangerous when you really think about it in some matchups. Like that motherfucker, if he touches you, he can take half your life depending on like how good somebody knows how to play with that character. So he could touch you twice and like
Dude,
end
his
you.
5B is insane.
Yeah, it's an anti-air. It knocks down. It starts a combo. It's like, whoa.
Yep. It has so much utility. It's crazy.
Yeah. How do you think they're going to buff each of the characters? I think they're going to make his 5A like hit characters when they're crouching because it doesn't hit everybody when they're crouching from a certain distance. And hopefully they fix his DP.
Although I've talked to some Vanguards about that, and some of them disagree with making it hit everybody just because of like how good of a poke it is. The people who already can't crouch it have a really hard time like just getting away from him because he's like the range that he's at and how fast it is.
Yeah.
They find it hard to really do anything about it.
So what about the DP? How about the DP like
the
being
DP? Yeah, I think the DP should hit people because that doesn't really make any sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, it might look that way in the original game, but there's no excuse for his DP to like. It doesn't touch people when they're crouching unless they're like big body or like grappler or something. This is ridiculous. That and I don't know. Like you said, they're probably going to get 1 or 2 buffs apiece. I think the DP is like the main thing for him, and maybe make his body a little smaller so he doesn't get hit with launcher 6S. 6S. That's what it is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I could see them making Ghost Blade's DP. I'm using the air quote fingers. I could see them making his DP like upper body invul frame 1.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah, or hell, make it fully invul. Make me invincible. Make me the strongest motherfucker on the planet, I say.
Right, right. If people keep complaining like they do right now, they just might do that. Like, oh, okay. You know what? Your character sucks. All right.
I'm teleporting my ass out of this meaty. See you later. I'm about to 2S your ass from across the screen, and you better not be attacking. I'm gonna put you in crumple state.
Right. Oh my god. Yeah, just the times that you were like getting out of my setups with that teleport, I was like, damn. Anybody else who would have rolled out and then tried to attack me, that nuke would be clipping them. Ghostblade gets like at the perfect distance where he's just outside and he could go ahead and attack me.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It's great. I love it. It's like, yo, I'm black, by the way, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say this. It's like I feel like when I get out of the corner with this teleport, I feel like I have a whip when I fucking do 2S. Like, yeah, stay over there. And I love when I have a conversion. I just yeah, stay over there.
It's so good, yeah. But you know. He has no deep. That's the other thing too, that people are like, this game is bad, or not necessarily the game is bad, but certain characters are bad because this character doesn't have a DP. Trash. That's like the standard for this. I'm trying to forget, but they said like the same thing in fighters. There was some excuse that people use like, this character can't. I think it was like they don't have a 2L that's actual low. Well, this character is trash. They can't be good. Like the only way you'll have a good character in fighters is if your character has an actual 2L low. But Cooler is still fucking amazing.
Right.
He doesn't have a 2L low.
Right. I used to
it's just nuance, but people are just, they're stuck on one thing and not really considering why it's the way it is. Why that character doesn't have a 2L or why that character doesn't have a DP. Because if they did, they'd probably be fucking busted.
Yeah. I would agree with that. That's why I say give me that fucking goddamn buff on my DP already. Nah, but I mean that's the only thing I can see being like buffed with him, because otherwise I think Ghostblade is really good. I mean, wouldn't you agree? Like,
yeah, he is so good.
Yeah, he's so good. He's so creative. I think he only really has like a few bad matchups. I would say Enchantress sucks the life out of him. He can't move because again his DP is non-existent, but like she'll get out there, and like she'll keep scratching him, and guess what, when he does his guard cancel, she could just uppercut using the bear and combo off that stuff. I don't know what they would
exactly. You knock her away, the bear is still there. You have to wait for Mad and respect that.
Yeah,
just attack immediately.
Yeah, and when I was like more inexperienced at the game, I thought she was there with Launcher and Vanguard. But now that I'm more experienced, I am older since then. But now I'm more experienced. I understand that Enchantress is really good, but she takes a hell of a lot of dedication to use, and I love playing with her.
She's got that damage with her command grab setups.
She's got that damage.
Is really high.
Yeah, she's got that damage.
Higher than I think people would have thought in the beginning of the game. Like, if you would have showed me that in the beginning of the game, I wouldn't have believed it. I was like, what? She can do almost 80% off a command grab combo in the corner? Bullshit.
Yeah.
This character is weak.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. I don't know what they have buffed with her. Like, what are they going to buff with this character? She's pretty solid. Maybe, I guess, the startup on her 4S, make that shit start up faster. Laying the doll out, that would be cool.
Yeah, I think she does need some. I don't understand her too in depth to really speak on what she needs, but I know that she is, like a lot of the low tiers, not as bad as people made her out to be.
Oh no, that Curse of Terrorbearer fire shit is insane. Like,
oh yeah, that is so good.
And that's another thing about this game. You have to read these move lists. Like, you have to go in there and read. A lot of this stuff you will not know unless you read it. Like, some of it will just like pass you by. Like, her Curse of Terrorbearer, that's the little fire that comes out of the bear's mouth. When the bear activates that move, it's invulnerable. So like you can't touch him as the fire is out. So you can't hit him and make him stop. Just like her move where he gets real big and he does that big attack that's like an OTG.
Yeah, he's her like DP, but when she's switched into Oh shit! I wasn't moving. I thought I was the game. I had switched over to Discord real quick to check TNS, and I'm like sitting here blocking. I'm like, damn, I could have sworn I was blocking that. Why did I get grabbed? Or I thought I DP'd. Why the hell did he grab me? I was in Discord the whole time.
Oh,
But yeah, what were you saying?
oh, I was saying that she's pretty stacked, basically. You know, that fire and like being invincible with that DP that she has when she has control of the bear. Insane, man. Like, the only thing I think of is a faster 4S. Maybe a faster startup on her 6M, which is the move that sucks the mana out of you. I want that shit to take more meter than what it does, honestly.
Yeah, when I started using that, I was like, it doesn't really seem worth it. Like on paper, it sounds like it's great, but then when you actually use it, it's like, this doesn't seem to really do anything.
It's only good.
Like it just seems like a good way for you to stop the opponent from doing stuff. Like you yourself, you don't get anything back from that.
Yeah, it's only good when you have a decent amount of meter and the opponent has like low meter. So like if you can get them to exhaustion, that will keep them from DPing, which will make it more likely for you to close in on them and get that command grab set up. So in my experience, that's what it's for, but it doesn't give you enough meter back at all because you spend like 60, I think, to use it in general, and I think you can get like 40 max back or something. So it's like, no, man, if I spend 60, right, I want 60 or 70 back. Honestly.
Right, exactly. Equivalent exchange.
Yeah, man, come on.
Like, give me what I paid for.
Yeah. Are there any like buffs you would like to see on any characters? I hate to just keep rattling off.
I don't really have really one character that I play right now.
Oh.
But, if I were to say for launcher, some of the things that I've seen other launchers asking for as well, her 5B like
sucks.
It's really, I don't know. Like she gets no cancel options out of that at all. It's minus already, so if you're using it like anywhere that isn't max range, you're getting punished.
So you want a 5B buff?
It'd be nice if you could it'd be nice if you could like at least cancel it into a special move. Like I understand there's some cases where that might be busted because then you could just do 5B into laser, into 5B, into laser. That could be kind of annoying. But, the way it is now, it's just like it's only useful if you're trying to keep people like at that full screen distance. Other than that, it's a button you don't really want to throw out there. It's a mistake when you throw it out close because for a fact you're going to get punished 100%.
Right. I respect that. I would only go a step further and say I wanted to do like more guard stamina damage too.
Yeah, that too. Because I've changed my thinking on, giving people white life, and I think now I should just do that and just kind of let them convert themselves to death trying to get in on me. But holy hell, before I was like, 5B does the least amount of white damage possible so that they just get a free conversion. All you're doing is just tickling them at full screen. And they're like, oh, okay, great. I got all this white life. I'll just convert and get in.
Yeah.
For basically free because you just did no damage with 5B at all.
Yeah, you did no damage.
I have been finding more uses for it now.
Yeah, I like your spacing with it. Your spacing is quite good. It just sucks that, for hitting me as many times as you do with that 5B, like, as bad as it is to say this, I'm, like, never worried. I'm like, all right, that didn't do that much damage.
Yeah, you're just getting tickled by it. That's it.
I'm like, hee.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a good buff. I think Ranger is pretty solid. That's the problem. Is like I think everybody's like really solid, and I'm just trying to think of like things they could do. Like what the hell would they buff with Ranger?
One observation that I've heard from Grey Cage Hero. I don't know if you've seen him. He's a grappler player. But if you pay attention to the character select screen, look at all the characters on the left versus characters on the right. Characters on the left are generally more complete in that they have tools to pretty much deal with everybody. But the characters on the right, they're bad in the sense that they have one glaring issue, something that is like, oh, you're fighting that person, just do this, and it's surprisingly effective.
Yeah, let me actually look at that.
Yeah, so check it out. It's funny how accurate that is.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Mm, huh. I mean, aside from like I would say troubleshooter, crusader, yeah, troubleshooter and crusader, I'd say that's right. Yeah, because
Yep. You just
troubleshooter,
gotta.
yeah, because troubleshooter, I think is people aren't using him as much anymore. I hate that people gave like put that Maximilian mod on it because then they gave him like a Buster Sword. It made no sense. But troubleshooter, I got annoyed with him. Um, really annoyed with him at first, but like people stopped using him as people like fell off of this game. But troubleshooter was like mad annoying. He has some stuff. He has like that close to being an infinite thing he could do in the corner. Those grenades, shard,
His
annoying.
access to conversion gives him instant overheads,
Yeah, I
which
mean,
most people have to get hit in order to do that.
yeah, and like it. Don't get me wrong; it's not like as effective as like Berserkers, where this motherfucker run up to you and then, well, I like me, I'm a motherfucker. I will run up to you and I will like jump conversion and I'll do like jumping A just to get like that combo started. I'm like, yes, like you can't
Yeah.
do that as much with troubleshooter. But he still has some good options. I would say that Crusader. I fought Perfect Legend on this game like at a month
Oh
after.
yeah, I didn't even know he played this game.
Yeah, I played him like a month after the game released, and I was like I don't know, I was like awe stricken because I was like I didn't know Crusader was this good. I thought it was just a meme because every Crusader I ran into, no offense to them, but I smashed them. They didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They don't know how to take advantage of the cross, and he was doing the things that now my friend does. He will set up a cross. The cross is +5, and he will just hit you with lights. There's nothing you could do because he could stagger the first light hit, and he has some of like the best footsies in the game. You think Vanguard has a nice
Yep.
5A? Well, you know what? They're brothers. They both have a nice 5A. That shit is ridiculous. So yeah, I would move him over to the left if that was the case, and Inquisitor definitely belongs on the left because Inquisitor, like, if you find a good Inquisitor, they're the most annoying person on the planet.
Anton. I think that's what everybody thinks of. Anton is like the Inquisitor when you think of that character.
I don't know, but I fought some guy on PSN. I don't remember how we met. Like, I just wake up and there's friends on PSN I never seen. But I fought an Inquisitor a month or two ago, and he was my friend, and he was just beating my ass. And I'm like, dude, I'm not a slouch at this game. I mean, obviously, you can tell I'm pretty decent at the very
Yeah,
least.
yeah. All the characters you got, you are like proficient with all of them.
I I really appreciate that, bro. Like, I appreciate that, but I'm okay. But this
Yeah,
dude,
man. When I was serious, you're a whole ass lobby by yourself.
like I said, bro, like there's so little people playing this game. When I fight somebody, it's bad to say this, but I feel like I should, make up for that experience. I don't know why. I didn't make the fucking game, but I feel like I need to give people like reasons. Like, I don't want to run into somebody who just started playing this game and then they're like, oh fuck, I hate this because of X character. Like, no, you need to at least hate it for X, Y, and Z
Right.
character. But gosh, I forget what I was talking about. Sorry. Yeah, he was playing Inquisitor, and he kept doing wheel to me, and he said, what you need to do is you have to do a micro dash and hit Inquisitor before she does the wheel. I'm like, how the fuck do you expect me to micro dash on this game when the startup on like dash is so much? Like, especially when they're like so far away. This is what I want them to do.
Right.
This is what I want them to do for Inquisitor. This would like fix the problem of Inquisitor and make her better. Make it so she can summon the wheel from like different angles, but she has to hold the button down. So it increases the amount of time that you can hit her before she gets the wheel out. And the longer you hold the command, the longer the wheel will stay out. I think that'd be fair. It's not fair that she
Yes, that would be.
she taps you from like as far as she possibly can. You can't touch her. You can't shoot her because Ranger will shoot over her head and shit because he's an idiot.
Right.
Yeah, it's not fair. She could touch you from maximum range, lay this wheel out, and then just just go to work on you, and then lay the wheel out again.
Right.
Like that's the adjustment I would like to see from her. And then she can use wheel and more combos, etc., etc. Be good for everybody. Honestly, I think the optimal thing to do is to adjust the characters so they're not like completely obnoxious. At least not completely. They can still be obnoxious, but make it so they have more ways to play and more BMBs. I think that'd be like the most optimal thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So in other words, don't change Kunoichi whatsoever because she's like,
Yeah, dude, Kuno is, oh my god, she is like the perfect character. I don't know if you know FaZe or not.
Phase Zero.
I usually play like, yeah, dude. So me and FaZe, we actually go back a little bit. We played in, I don't know if you heard of it, PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale.
Yeah,
we played competitively in that game, man.
Word?
Yeah,
I love that game.
That was our game. That was our game.
Please tell me you didn't play with Nathan
I
Drake
made him
or
in
Sly.
here. I was like, yeah. Oh man, I was using Cat at first,
man.
and then people got on me because like, oh, Cat is a top tier character. You're trash. You have no skill. Kill yourself. I was like, all right, I'll play somebody else. And I picked up Nariko when she was at her absolute worst, and I was killing people with her.
People don't give that game enough credit.
Destroying people.
They don't give that game enough credit.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Dude, it wasn't. It's the same. It's almost the same thing as this game, right? Where it wasn't the game's fault. It was the developer. It was really Sony's fault. They did not believe in that game at all, and the game suffered for it.
I don't know if it was necessarily Sony or the production team behind it, because
I think it was because it was Blue Point that I think was working on it. And Sony Santa Monica. They actually like. It was fighting games there, and they really wanted to do a whole lot of stuff. But Sony was like, "Yeah, here's what you can do. Here's the characters that you can have. This is your budget. Don't ask us for anything else. Goodbye. Make a good game off of this." And it's like, damn, that's really limiting.
Well, actually, it wasn't Blue Point. I forget the name of the studio. They don't exist anymore. But I remember Omar Kendall's videos. You remember Omar Kendall? Please tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
He had a lot of them.
He was like the meme of that community.
Yeah, he had that like neutral face. He had the best neutral in the world.
All the time. All the time. People get on Jeff and his Overwatch videos like Omar.
Yeah, Omar Kendall. Like, here's the thing about PlayStation All Stars, real quick, and then I'll like get back to DNF unless you want to continue on this.
No, you can go ahead.
I would say that PlayStation All Stars, they had that DLC trailer because they had a trailer I'll never forget, and they were like, "Hey, vote in what characters you would like to see." I remember I seen a silhouette of Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, Sora. I remember there was a leak. They had before
all the characters that, by the way, got in Smash instead of that game.
Yeah,
which is funny to me.
Yeah, it is funny, and they should make a PlayStation All Stars too. But I remember before the game came out, there was like a leak on the website. They had a banner, and it had Kazuya and Jin in the background, and it had Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden. And I was like, "Yo, this game's gonna be lit." I don't even like Heihachi. I can't wait till they put Kazuya in the game. That's my favorite fighting game and my favorite character of all time, Kazuya. And then nothing fucking happened. We got Cat and we got Zeus. And we got Isaac.
And Emmett.
Yeah, Emmett and Isaac. I'm like, what the fuck? What does Dead Space have to do with PlayStation? Same with Big Daddy.
Oh, exactly. Hey, it was just marketing at that point.
Yeah.
Dead Space 3, yeah, let's get Isaac in here.
Man.
Yeah, and that was the same reason they put in Raiden instead of Snake. It was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, Metal Gear Revengeance.
Yeah, let's get him in.
Yeah, DMC Dante. I know you want Devil May Cry 3 Dante, but we got Ninja Theory.
We'll do this instead.
Yeah. By the way, man, what's the name of that game? Heavenly Sword is a property of Sony. I know that Ninja Theory developed that game, but come on, damn it! Like, just have somebody else develop the game. It's Sony's property. They just developed it. It's like DMC. DMC is Capcom's property, and Ninja Theory developed it. Like, Sony should really like get back into that game. That would be really really appreciated in this day and age. But
yeah, I mean, especially with what Nickelodeon doing it, and what's the latest Smash now that people are playing? Multiverses which actually looks, pretty dope. I haven't played it yet, but I have been wanting to play that for a while now.
What's funny is that game is still in early access, if I'm not mistaken. Like, it's just free to play, but like eventually they're gonna charge for it, I think. But
Oh yeah.
that's what I heard. I could be mistaken though. I'm not a hater, I promise. I didn't like bring that up to be a hater. But yeah. Gosh, what were we saying about DNF Duel? I think gosh, I forget.
I'm trying to remember.
Oh yeah, you're talking about Phase Zero and Kunoichi. Yeah,
Oh,
look.
yeah.
Look, Kunoichi, that Phase Zero, that dude gave my buddy PTSD because I guess he goes back and forth with him. I fought Phase Zero like I think twice. I think he beat me the first set, and then like the second time he beat me once, and I beat him once, and then like my internet disconnected because Xfinity's trash, and then I don't know. I think we went back and forth a couple times. And like Phase Zero has given me ideas about Kunoichi, but Kunoichi is like a Blaze Blue character without an air dash. She's like really good. Like there's not anything that needs to be adjusted with that character in the least bit, if you ask me.
Exactly. And Phase is the prime example of that. Anybody who thinks she needs to be adjusted, just point to Phase.
Yeah, she's completely fine. Like she has the frog doesn't die. The frog doesn't die when he's on the ground, which is like insane. My friend never lets me live that down.
Kill that frog the frame that it comes out. Otherwise, that shit is just going to be there. It's going to interrupt anything you do. Like, I think launchers 4M is good. That frog is like 4M on crack. It's insane.
Yeah, it's not actually a frog. You're summoning God, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
There's nothing you can do about it. You have to destroy the circle. You're not destroying the frog. You're destroying the circle when you make it disappear. But yeah. Again, another character.
What's up, Sins?
It's another character.
Somebody in chat.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I think that's another character where you need to read the move list of too, because I didn't know until like 2 weeks ago that when you put the mark on a character, you can teleport to wherever they are on the screen.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know that shit. It was insane. I didn't know that Vanguard, when you do his 4M, where he does a double slash and he has like several options. When he does the back option, he has armor on that shit.
Oh, dude, I always forget about that until the second it hits me. I'm like, shit, he does have armor.
Yeah.
Like I try to guard cancel it and I just get smacked.
And it's meaty as hell too. It's like, oh man, you done fucked up when you got hit by that. Especially if it's like a counter hit.
Yep.
Like, oh, I'm about to eat so much damage.
No, you're about to eat. Yep. You're just dead.
Man,
you're fucking dead.
Yeah, just walk away from the computer and just, play the next round. But man, so much cool stuff in that game. So much cool stuff. Yeah, I love talking about it, man. Like, I don't get a chance to talk about DNF Duel as much as I like, at least verbally. I talk about it plenty on
for sure.
media.
I think more people need to be talking about it because the conversation was dictated, early on by, oh, this game is dead. Oh, this character is trash. There's no defensive options, blah, blah, blah. Like, nobody who actually has been grinding the game has really had a chance to say anything that, or contribute to the discourse without getting, immediately shut out by, oh, no, you're just a shill,
Yeah,
this game is not good. You're just fucking whatever.
Yeah, it's insane, man. It's insane, and it was early on dictated by the Crusader meme. Like, I hate that we're kind of in this era where like we gotta have memes 24/7s about the characters. You know what I mean? We have to have the Crusader. Like, it stopped being hot, so like people stopped messing with it. And it's like, dude, we don't really like the game is still good. Let's talk about the discourse of the game. I watched the tournament, and what was it? The last Arxis World Tour tournament. I watched that shit and I was like, yo, these commentators are really good. Like, they're like saying a lot of interesting things and they're like teaching me about the game while I'm watching. I think that's like a skill that's really hard to take a hold of. Yeah.
Right, because you have to have, deep knowledge of the game itself and the characters in order to do that. So props to them for being able to educate you while a match is happening live.
Right. Educate you and make the game entertaining to those who like just don't know. You know, because like at the moment, and we've said this before, like within this stream, within this recording that I'm doing on my end, um, you know, there's so much people don't know. There's so much people won't read. There's so much that people will just blatantly ignore. They keep giving early access to people that and I'm a big hater. People know that about me on YouTube. I hate that Maximilian. I hate that Maximilian gets like access to all these ArcSys games now, and he's not really like a big ArcSys game player. You know, like give that shit to like some of your ArcSys fan base. You know, some of the people that you know are going to be down with the game. People that have been making extensive content for the game, like us, for instance. Like, and you know, I'm not saying don't give it to Max at all. I guess what I'm trying to say is, you know, think about us instead of like, you know, going with this motherfucker that gets thousands of views. Because if Max doesn't like the game, a lot of his audience is not going to like the game. This shit happened with Persona 4 Ultimax back in 2000, whenever Ultimax came out. I'll never forget.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I gotta talk to chat real quick. Thanks, Ring. Yeah, good games. I'm gonna restart the stream in a second. My tournament match is about to come up for a TNS. This is a good ass conversation though. We got to continue this at some point.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like if you gotta go to the tournament, we could definitely do this another time, man.
Yeah. Depending on how fast I get knocked out, I'll let you know.
All right.
This game definitely needs this kind of discourse going around.
Oh, I agree. I'm posting this shit like as soon as I can.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep.
But let me go ahead and get ready for this. I'm definitely gonna hit you back up. For everybody in the chat is wondering, I'm talking with is it Vicious?
It's Vicious.
You have to tell me how to pronounce that.
It's Vicious. It's like
okay, Vicious, but
yeah.
it's spelled. I remember how it's spelled, but I should know how it's supposed to be pronouncing it. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed that conversation, this is who I'm talking to right now.
Yep, and I have a YouTube channel, Vicious TV, and Twitch. So yeah.
Yeah, damn, this turned into a podcast. I wasn't even expecting that.
Listen, man, we're about to make history.
Right, yeah, the DNF podcast.
Yeah, I love it. All right, man, I'll hit you up later.
Yeah, let me, yeah, for sure.
All right.